at the Galactic Wildlife Refuge. Dr. Isla Rowe was ensconced in the dim comfort of her modest office, her desk a battlefield of strewn research papers, when the tranquility was abruptly shattered. A siren wailed, a clarion call reserved for only the most dire circumstances. She snapped to attention, her pulse quickening as the emergency panel blazed a glaring red. Dr. Rowe, report to Base 6 immediately. Code Sigma. High priority, the AI system intoned, its voice slicing through the blaring alarm. Code Sigma. Though Isla had never faced it personally, she understood its grave implications, a life-threatening emergency involving a Class 5 organism. With urgency propelling her forward, she bolted from her chair, her lab coat billowing like a cape as she dashed through the sleek metallic corridors of the station. Overhead, lights flickered rhythmically, guiding her path to the bay, a beacon amidst the prevailing darkness. Sliding into the room, the sight that greeted her sent an icy shiver down her spine. The Vorak beast. This creature was the stuff of legends, spoken of only in whispers, each mention laced with a palpable sense of foreboding. Now here it lay, its colossal body writhing on the reinforced steel table that barely managed to contain its massive frame. "What's the status?" Isla demanded, her voice cutting through the charged air as she approached the medical team, who were visibly shaken. "It's destabilizing rapidly. We've never witnessed anything like this," replied Joran, her lead assistant, his normally vibrant blue skin now ashen under the stark surgical lights. "All standard scans and diagnostics are returning inconclusive." Isla's gaze fixed on the beast's scales, which shimmered with a sickly hue, a stark contrast to the vibrant glow of a healthy Vorak. She edged closer, her mind racing through potential diagnoses. The beast's labored breathing and sporadic twitching signified extreme distress. "Prepare a cerebral interface." "I'm going in manually," she declared, pulling on a pair of neurolinked gloves. Murmurs of disbelief rippled through her team, but Isla's resolve was firm. The interface would enable her to connect directly with the creature's neural pathways, a perilous and seldom attempted procedure. "But, Dr. Rowe, the risks," Joran began, concern etching his features. "There's no time," Isla interrupted, her voice imbued with a calm authority. "This beast is dying. Without a clear diagnosis, we're merely groping in the dark. Prep the OR now." As her team hastened to comply, Isla drew a deep breath, steeling herself against the uncertainties that lay ahead. She placed her hands gently on the beast's massive head, the interface initiating with a soft hum. Her vision blurred as she plunged into the neural depths of the galaxy's most formidable creature, searching for answers that eluded conventional methods. In this moment, humanity was at its pinnacle, intrepid, compassionate, relentlessly pushing the boundaries of the known. If anyone could save the Vorak, it was Dr. Isla Rowe, whose heart beat in unison with the enigmatic rhythms of the cosmos itself. In the operating room, an intense silence enveloped the team as Dr. Isla Rowe engaged the cerebral interface. Her eyes closed gently, her body tensed, becoming a conduit to an alien consciousness. Before her, the Vorak's neural landscape unfolded like a vast, uncharted nebula. She navigated through synaptic storms and bioelectric flares in pursuit of the elusive root of the affliction. Vitals dropping, Joran's voice crackled through the comm unit, a vital tether to reality. "Keep it stable. Do whatever it takes," Isla commanded, her voice a calm anchor amidst the tempest of frantic activity. Delving deeper, Isla encountered anomalies in the neural feedback, patterns discordant with any known biological signatures. It seemed the Vorak was afflicted by something neither wholly biological nor purely synthetic, but a hybrid, an engineered parasite, elusive and highly adaptive. "Finding anything?" Joran's inquiry cut through her focus. "There's something here. Not just an illness, an intrusion. It's unlike anything I've ever seen," Isla reported, her mental avatar delicately probing the foreign entities woven into the neural fabric of the beast. In the physical world, her team observed anxiously as Isla's fingers twitched and her brow furrowed in concentration. She stood as a bridge between two vastly different existences, locked in a delicate dance of life and death. Prepare a biosynthetic purgative. We might need to flush the system, she instructed, maintaining her neural connection, her directive sparking a flurry of activity among her team. How will we know it won't further harm the Vorak? Joran's voice carried a note of concern. We don't. But inaction guarantees death, Isla replied, her tone resolute. Within the neural labyrinth, Isla sensed a breakthrough. The intrusive entities recoiled from her presence, their synthetic structure becoming apparent. She formulated a hypothesis in real time, connecting the symptoms to a likely cause, a bioengineered parasite, perhaps a vestige of biological warfare, designed to incapacitate yet now spiraling beyond its intended effects. Joran, this isn't natural. It's by design, a rogue engineered parasite. Can we track its origin? Isla's voice blended excitement with apprehension, the hallmark of a scientist on the verge of a significant discovery. We'll need samples and substantial computing power, but yes, we can start immediately, Joran affirmed, his voice now steadier, galvanized by the clarity emerging from the chaos. As Isla disengaged from the interface, her physical senses gradually overcame the synaptic tempest she had navigated. Reality welcomed her back with the sterile scent of antiseptic and the subtle metallic aroma of technology in operation. Did we get it? Tara, another team member, asked, her youthful face reflecting the collective mix of hope and apprehension. We're on the right track, Isla reassured her, carefully removing the neuro-linked gloves. Let's initiate the treatment protocol based on my findings. We need a targeted approach, one that can dismantle the parasite without further damaging the Vorak. As the team mobilized to prepare the treatment, Isla took a moment to reflect on their situation. They were navigating uncharted waters, dealing with a creature and a disease that were enigmas. Yet, here they stood, not merely enduring but adapting and fighting back. It was a testament to human resilience and creativity, the quintessence of their spirit. This was not merely a battle for the life of a legendary creature, but a stance against the misuse of technology in the galaxy. The laboratory's lighting cast long shadows as Dr. Isla Rowe and her team congregated around the high-tech biochamber. Inside, the sedated Vorak pulsed gently, a beacon of life amid the brewing storm of its dire condition. Are we really prepared to administer this treatment? Tara's voice wavered slightly, reflecting the uncertainty that permeated the air. She glanced at the monitors, their screens a labyrinth of data and diagnostics. Focused on the readouts from the biotic interface, Isla responded without diverting her gaze. We have to be. This isn't just about saving a life. It's about understanding and overcoming a weapon that assaults the very essence of life. From his console across the room, Joran, his features etched with concentration, interjected, "The biosynthetic purgative is prepared. However, Isla, this protocol has never been tested under these conditions. The theoretical models only tell us so much," Isla interjected, her voice unwavering. We're charting unknown territory, Joran. I'm aware of the risks. We all are. But with each passing moment, the Vorak's chances diminish. A profound silence ensued, filled only by the quiet hum of machinery and the faint echo of the station's life support systems, a silence heavy with the gravity of their looming decision. Breaking the silence, Tara voiced her concern. What if it doesn't work? What if we exacerbate the situation? Isla turned to face her team, sweeping her gaze across each member, her expression one of unwavering resolve. Then we learn, we adapt, and we persevere. That's our mandate here, not merely to survive, but to excel. Our human advantage lies in confronting the unknown without retreat. With a slow nod, Joran returned to his instruments. All right, Isla. We trust your judgment. Ready to initiate the purgative sequence at your command. Do it, Isla commanded, her voice a steady force that seemed to fortify everyone in the room. As Joran activated the sequence, the biotic interface began its work, introducing the treatment into the Vorak. The creature's vital signs flickered on the monitors, silently chronicling the internal battle against the synthetic invaders. Hours passed as they closely monitored the unfolding effects. Gradually, signs of the parasitic infection began to wane, the synthetic intruders succumbing to the aggressive treatment. Watching the data stream in real time, a slight smile touched Isla's lips. "It's working," she whispered, more to herself than to the others. "We're reversing the tide." A wave of relief swept over Tara, who looked at Isla with a mix of awe and gratitude. "How do you maintain your resolve when everything is so fraught with uncertainty?" With a contemplative pause, Isla answered, "By remembering that every challenge presents an opportunity to learn, to evolve, and to redefine what's possible. That isn't just science, it's our creed." The sterile room hummed quietly, a stark contrast to the palpable tension that permeated the air as Dr. Isla Rowe and her team prepared for the unprecedented procedure. The Vorak lay dormant, its breath mechanically assisted, the shimmer of its scales muted under the stark surgical lights. "Everything's set, Dr. Rowe," Joran announced, his voice steady despite the undercurrent of anxiety. "The purgative has stabilized the infection for now. It's time." Isla nodded, her expression a composed mask of focus. She approached the operating table, her tools meticulously arranged at her side. "Let's begin. Keep a close watch on those vitals and inform me of any changes, no matter how minor." The team responded in unison, understood. With surgical precision, Isla made the initial incision. The creature's anatomy was unlike anything terrestrial. Each layer revealed complexities that textbooks could never capture. The holographic display above the table projected the Vorak's internal systems, providing Isla a navigational roadmap through the alien physiology. Approaching the first blockage, Isla narrated her actions for her team, her hands steady as she manipulated the delicate instruments. "Joran, increase the magnification to Sector 6. "On it," Joran replied, adjusting the controls. The targeted area zoomed into focus, displaying a conglomeration of synthetic parasites intertwined with the Vorak's neural fibers. "This is tricky," Isla murmured, her brow furrowing slightly. "I'm going to attempt manual extraction. This might provoke a response, so be prepared." Tara, monitoring the vital signs, gave a quick nod. All systems are stable for now. The operating room fell silent. The only sounds, the soft whir of machines and the occasional beep of the heart monitor. Isla's tools moved with deliberate care, gently teasing out the foreign bodies deeply embedded within the nerve bundle. "Slight elevation in heart rate," Tara warned, her eyes glued to the fluctuating readings. "Steady, steady." Isla breathed, her concentration absolute as she extracted the last of the parasite cluster. With a gentle motion, she placed it in a containment unit for further analysis. "Blockage cleared," she announced, a hint of relief in her voice. "Let's close up and hope that resolves the neural interference." As the team concluded the procedure, Isla stayed by the Vorak's side, observing as the creature's color slowly began to return and its breathing became less labored. "Dr. Rowe, that was." "Incredible," Tara said, her voice tinged with awe and respect. "Do you think it will recover fully?" Isla turned, her expression contemplative. "It's too early to tell for certain, but we've given it a fighting chance. Sometimes that's all we can do." The team members began cleaning up, their earlier tension giving way to cautious optimism. Isla took a moment to meticulously record her observations. "Dr. Rowe!" Joran called out, motioning towards the containment unit. "You should see this! The parasites! They're dissolving!" Approaching, Isla peered into the microscope. True to Joran's observation, the synthetic parasites were breaking down, their structure collapsing. They were designed to self-destruct after completing their mission, Isla concluded. This wasn't just a random infection, it was a targeted assault. The revelation hung heavy in the air, adding a new, ominous piece to a larger puzzle. "We need to report this," Isla decided, her voice resolute. Whoever is behind this knew exactly what they were doing. This battle isn't over yet. The recovery room where the Vorak rested was bathed in dim lighting, with soft blue lights casting a calming glow over the once formidable creature. Dr. Isla Rowe watched through the observation glass, her gaze following the slow, rhythmic rise and fall of the beast's massive chest. Each breath served as a silent testament to their success and a stark reminder of the unknown dangers that lurked within the galaxy. Vital signs are stable, and all organ functions are returning to baseline, Tara reported, her voice a blend of relief and disbelief. She scrolled through screens filled with complex data charts, her fingers pausing occasionally to highlight a trend. Isla nodded, shifting her focus from the creature to the data. Good. Let's continue close monitoring. Have we received the analysis of those parasites? Just in, Joran replied, entering the room with a tablet in hand, his expression somber. They contained markers of advanced synthetic biology, likely Coraxian technology. It seems this was an assassination attempt, not merely on the Vorak, but on the peace it symbolizes. Isla's expression hardened. An assassination attempt using a creature from a protected species as the weapon. We need to escalate this issue. The implications were grave. Someone was using biological weapons to stir unrest. The Vorak, both feared and revered in many sectors, played a crucial role in maintaining a delicate ecological and political balance. Let's prepare a comprehensive report for the Galactic Council, Isla decided. This matter extends beyond veterinary care. It's an issue of interstellar security. As the team set to work on the report, Isla returned to the Vorak's side. The creature stirred slightly, its eyes fluttering open to reveal a glint of intelligence and perhaps gratitude. Isla reached out, placing her hand gently on the creature's flank. The Vorak responded with a low rumble that vibrated through the room, a sound of gentle acknowledgement. You're a pawn in someone's cruel game, Isla whispered to the beast, her voice a mix of sorrow and determination. But we'll find them. We'll stop them. The following days were filled with activity. The report triggered urgent meetings among the galaxy's leaders, with Isla and her team at the forefront, providing expert testimony and advocating for enhanced security measures around protected species. In a quiet moment back in the lab, Tara looked over at Isla. How do you remain so composed when everything seems to be unraveling? Isla offered a faint smile, her eyes reflecting the weight of their responsibilities. By remembering why we do this, for knowledge, for peace, and for those without a voice, like the Vorak. We stand firm where others might falter, not because we are fearless, but because we must. Their conversation was interrupted by an incoming communication. It was from the Galactic Council, requesting their presence at an emergency summit. Their discovery had catalyzed a series of reactions, and Isla's team was now central to the Council's strategy to address the emerging threat. As they prepared to depart, Isla glanced back at the recovering Vorak, its breathing now easy and unlabored. This is just the beginning, she murmured, more to herself than to Tara. The real challenge starts now. With that, Isla Rowe and her team stepped forward, not just as healers, but as pivotal figures in a galactic drama that would determine the fate of countless lives. Armed with a profound commitment to life and justice, they embodied the very best of humanity. The vast council chamber buzzed with the murmurs of representatives from diverse star systems, all gathered under the sweeping dome that projected a breathtaking display of stars and nebulae, a vivid reminder of the universe's vast expanse and rich diversity. Dr. Isla Rowe, accompanied by her team, entered the chamber, her presence commanding immediate attention from the assembled delegates. As we convene today, began the council leader, her voice echoing subtly through the chamber, we are confronted not merely with a crisis, but with a challenge to our core ethos. Dr. Rowe, please share your findings with us. Stepping up to the podium, Isla moved with deliberate grace, her team supportive behind her. Honored members, what we encountered was not a natural affliction, but a calculated assault using bioengineered parasites. The Vorak was targeted specifically for its symbolic and ecological significance. This act was designed to destabilize and sow discord among us. A murmur rippled through the room as translations lit up various displays. Isla continued, her tone firm. Our investigations have traced the technology behind this attack to Coraxian origins, though the deployment suggests unauthorized, possibly rogue elements. Immediate and decisive action is necessary. Beside her, a hologram flickered to life, displaying intricate models of the parasites and the paths of their intended destruction. These entities were programmed to self-destruct after completing their mission, effectively erasing any trace of their origin. Fortunately, we intercepted and analyzed them in time. "Dr. Rowe," interjected a delegate from a border system, his tone urgent, "what measures do you propose?" "We must enforce stricter controls on biotechnology and implement enhanced protective measures for all endangered interstellar species," Isla responded decisively. "Additionally, I recommend the formation of a task force dedicated to investigating and neutralizing this threat."